Hi, and welcome to another edition of Scraping the Docket with Mr. X-Parte, now in HD. You're welcome, America. Today, we're going to talk about new X-Parte rules. Whoa! Now, some people say, hey, rules are kind of boring, and an FCC rules reform may not be the most exciting thing in the world. But you know, small rules can make big changes. Just ask Tom Brady. The first set of rules that we're going to talk about are ex parte reform rules. Now, what is an ex parte again? They're basically used whenever anyone has a meeting at the FCC. Since the entire public can't be there to figure out what's going on, the person who has the meeting has to write a letter that goes into the public record. That way, everyone knows what's going on. The first problem with the ex parte system right now is you don't always have to write an ex parte letter. Right now, if you have a meeting but no new data is presented and nothing new is discussed, you don't have to write a letter. What? That means that no one knows the meeting occurred. Lame! Now, it's possible that you had a meeting where no new data was presented and nothing new was discussed. But really, why would you have had that meeting at all? The other problem is that the letters sometimes can be a little short. Harold has a great example that he likes to pull up of this. This letter shows how people involved just said, hey, we were there and we talked about some stuff. Now, that doesn't do a whole lot of good from the ex parte process. It doesn't let anyone know what actually happened or was actually discussed. Third major problem with the ex parte process is there are current rules that aren't really enforced. That means that no matter what happens, even if you screw up on your ex parte, you know nothing's going to happen, so why bother? The first solution, a letter no matter what. Every meeting gets a letter. The second solution is sort of a gift to people like me who have to file ex partes. Maybe instead of having 1 day to file the letter, you'll have 2 days. Far out! Now maybe you need 2 days, maybe you don't, but it's always nice to have the extra day. The other thing, it has to be in a machine-readable format. That'll make it much easier to search the docket and figure out who talked to whom and what they were talking about. Finally, the FCC wants to really enforce what's going on. Awesome! They're going to have rules and they need to actually enforce it. What could that enforcement be? Maybe it could be monetary fines, but maybe the best penalty would be that if you break the ex parte rules, you don't get to have any other ex parte meetings. Lame! One of the last fixes is the issue of ownership. Sometimes groups come in and it's unclear who exactly is supporting them. This came to light a couple months ago where there were some letters filed that were clearly just done by one organization and other organizations just signed on to them, and it was sort of a search and replace kind of thing. This would help us close who really runs these things and who is backing different issues. The last thing is minor change number 1 the FCC has proposed. The FCC is proposing eliminating Rule 1.1202D6 because it appears to be an exact duplicate of Rule 1.1202D5. That's the kind of exciting things that happen when you read ex parte reform NPRMs. Cowabunga? Do you have any opinion about ex parte reform? If you do, let us know in the comments. Until then, see you later from Mr. X Parte.